And then when we win that, we're going to beat you in the streets.
That's right.
Uhuru.
Uhuru. Not only that, Chairman is the leader of the African nation, and he's got Africa's best sons and daughters standing behind him. And we want to start this presentation because we have a historic campaign here led by our incredible Secretary General Mwezi, my leadership, who I'm so proud of. And also we've got one of the UHURU 3, Comrade Penny Hess, who's going to be speaking about All Out for the Trial on September 3rd. So I want to welcome you up. Uhuru!
Uhuru. And now let me say this, both of us, we want to be very polite. We want you to like us when we leave this rally. So if you have 3 minutes, please take 3 minutes. And if you have 5 minutes, take only 5 minutes so that we won't have to be rude and take the mic from you. Because we've been rude before, and if we have to be rude again, we will. But so be nice. 5 minutes for speakers, and some will have 3 minutes. Please honor that.
Uhuru! Uhuru! Hands off, Uhuru! Hands off, Africa! Drop the charges! Now! Uhuru comrades, well, I just really want to appreciate our MCs and everybody who has come out on today. My name is Mwezi Odom. I am the chairperson of the Hands Off Uhuru, Hands Off Africa Defense Campaign, and as we say, a counteroffensive against these slanderous attacks on the African People's Socialist Party and the African liberation struggle. And I also have the honor of leading the Hands Off Uhuru Fight Back Coalition, which is made up of over hundreds of organizations who have united with the demand to drop the charges against the UHURU 3 and to get these bogus charges dropped so we can continue to fight for our liberation. And I want to, before I continue any further, I want to salute my comrade Penny Hess, who was up here with me, one of the UHURU 3. And I really want to, before I go any further, salute my leadership, Chairman Omali Yeshitela, Chairman of the African People's Socialist Party, UHURU. Let's give it up for the chairman, who we understand was the main target of these attacks, as well as Deputy Chair Omali Yeshitela, who is leading the over 50 economic institutions of the African People's Socialist Party, which has given us a reason to fight for something, and has given them, and we understand this is the reason why they attacked this movement. So I'll just, if you want to say a few words, and then I'll,
Uhuru! Uhuru! Yes, thank you, Chairman Mwezi, who's done an amazing job leading the Hands Off Uhuru Fight Back for 2 years. Fighting like hell under the leadership of Chairman Omali Yeshitela and the UHURU movement. I want to just say that I am the chair of the African People's Solidarity Committee, the organization of white people under the leadership of the African People's Socialist Party and the UHURU movement, with the mandate to go into the white community to organize other white people to stand for reparations to African people. We have been in existence since 1976, almost 50 years, under the leadership of the chairman. So I want to salute the incredible leadership of Chairman Omali Yeshitela. I want to salute our co-defendant, quote unquote, Comrade Jesse Nevel, the chair of the UHURU Solidarity Movement. We are winning under the leadership of Chairman Omali Yeshitela, Deputy Chair Omali Yeshitela, and the African People's Socialist Party. We will win. We are winning. Thank you for coming out. This is incredibly important, as it's been called. The case of the century is here. If the UHURU movement and Chairman Omali Yeshitela is convicted, there will not be the First Amendment as we know it in this country. We will fight back. We are fighting back. We are winning. Uhuru!
Comrade, and I just want to really unite with Comrade Chairwoman Penny, because this has been a fight. And as she has said, we have had, over the past 2 years, over 50 webinars to be able to keep this case in front of the people, to be able to raise the resources that we needed so that we can beat this colonial state, I'll keep it clean, beat them in the courthouse. Also, I just wanted to say that this fight, we have been in a fight to get national and international attention on this case. And around the world, we have supporters on continents all around the world saying, drop the charges on the UHURU 3. And we have experienced bank closures, economic sanctions. This radio station was shut down so that nobody would know that these attacks happened on July 29th. And the UHURU 3 have been under surveillance since this whole entire thing has happened. And again, I just want to salute all of our volunteers, everybody who has flown across the country. Some drove across the country to be here, to be able to be there on September 3rd to pack the courthouse. We are serious. We are going to pack the courthouse. We are going to pack the streets. If you have not signed up, UHURU! If you have not signed up, go to our table over there to get more information about what to expect on the day of the court. And again, this fight back is not happening in isolation. They wanted to isolate this case, but this is happening as we see across the world, this anti-colonial struggle that has continued for over 600 years, but here in the belly of the beast, they have to face what's happening in Palestine, have to face what's happening here on this stolen indigenous land. So we say from sea to shining sea, and from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free and indigenous people shall be free. Africa will be free, and this colonial fight back is not going to, it's going to happen in the belly of the beast on September 3rd, and we are going to win, as the comrades said. We are winning, comrades. So the UHURU 3 are not guilty, and in fact, we know who is guilty. It is the U.S. government for its centuries and history of its bloody track record against the people. So, comrades, this is a historic moment. Freedom Summer, 60 years later, and we're going to take it home. So I just want to say, hands off UHURU!
Hands off Africa!
Drop the charges on the UHURU 3. UHURU!
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 UHURU, salute my incredible leadership. SGM Lazy, salute Chairwoman Penny Hess. So we want to have some culture, and I'm looking for Comrade Sight, Sister Sight. Oh, there you are. How you doing, Sister Sight? All right, well, Sight is SYTE, stands for Singing You Through Evangelism, and she's a gospel singer out of Tampa and the wife of William Pickett and a member of the Chaotic Streets Church. And Sister Sight is going to be coming and singing for us. And we always want to connect culture with revolution. So we let her have revolutionary culture. So y'all give a hand for Comrade Sister Sight. UHURU!
UHURU, Comrade Sister Sight.
My name is Keita Carmichael Pickett, and yes, my stage name is Sight. I thank you all for coming out, for the support. I always say this before I entertain, I guess that's what they call it, but I call it ministering, or evangelizing. So I would also like to say that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and I am a true believer. I do stand on love, so I love each and every one of you all. And I thank y'all all again for coming out supporting this great cause. Mr. Yeshitela has really been a blessing to me, and he has completely been a shining star, you know, especially in this good old neighborhood and for all people. You understand what I'm saying? For us. So I'm going to sing one song, and when I'm done, everybody is, I welcome everybody to the table on the inside of the UHURU house to purchase some of my items. I have CDs and t-shirts available, okay? All right, enjoy. Yeah. Come on, put your hands together. If God has been good to you, you ought to. Now if God has been good to you, you ought to show some sign. I said now if my God has been mighty good to you, you ought to show some sign. Clap your hands. Come on, put your hands together and stomp your feet. Come on and praise the Lord. Tell me why. I said, now if God you up this morning. You oughta show some sign. I said, now if God woke you up this morning, you oughta. Come on, y'all, get out there, baby. I said, now if my God woke you up this morning, you oughta show some sign. Clap your hands. Come on and put your hands and stomp your feet. Pick them up, put them down, pick them up and praise the Lord. Tell me why. Yeah, 'cause he's been good. Yes, sir. He's been good. Been good. Woke me up this morning. Started me on my way. He's been good. Yeah. Come on. He's been good. Come on. He's been good. Come on. He's been good. Yes. So good. Yes. So good. Yeah. Yes, he has. Can I get a witness? Yes, he has. Woke me up this morning. Yes, he has. Started me on my way. Yeah. 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 Yes, God has been good to you. You oughta. I said, now if God has been good to you, you oughta. I said, now if my God has been mighty good to you, you oughta. Clap your hands. Come on, put your hands together and stomp your feet. Come on, pick them up, put them down and praise the Lord. Tell me why. All right, y'all. It's your turn now. I said we're going to say goodbye to Africa. Y'all ready? UHURU! UHURU! All right, y'all. Y'all ready? Oh, here we go. All right. Chairman always says that when they read the Bible, that's the religion of the oppressed. You know what I mean? And that's speaking straight to African people when we hear that story. And Chairman has an incredible presentation titled, "If Jesus was such a revolutionary, then why is your preacher Uncle Tom?" I encourage everybody to go out and watch that one. He analyzes the Bible in such a revolutionary way.
it's historic. So we want to keep the program moving. And Comrade Charles Barron, you have some words. Yes?
First of all, I saw some of these materialists letting the spirit get to them. They're trying not to clap. But, you know, matter of fact, they didn't want to see, and I'm not going to call them out, Omali, but I'm just saying, some of my materialist brothers and sisters need to understand that you can be a revolutionary Christian and a materialist at the same time. You can be a Malcolm X and a materialist at the same time. So we believe that there's a revolutionary, black revolutionary Jesus Christ. And all of you who love Marcus Garvey, he was a Christian. That's right, and he had a spiritual movement. So, in my few remarks before we get about speakers, you wanted to say something?
I wanted to just say that Comrade Sister Sites CDs are available right at that entry booth. Everybody go ahead and take a moment to support this sister who spent her time reintroducing us to our African music. I love how she broke it down with the tambourine, and there's such a historical relevance to that and who we are. It's the origin of so much of the music that we listen to today, from rock music to any of the rhythm and blues and etc. So I just want to really salute her.
You just salute her. Let the church say amen. All right, I'll take that. So we want everybody to understand the importance. In Africa, the spirit means a lot. They may embrace other ideologies, but the spirit means a lot. So we come here today to say that there's a revolution going on in the world. You know, capitalism, imperialism is dying all over the world, and one of the first places it's dying is in Africa. When you look at the Sahel region of Africa, when you look at what Burkina Faso said, when you look at what Mali said, when you look what Niger said, they said, France, get the hell out of Africa and take America with you. And when you leave the uranium behind, because that's ours. Africa is the richest continent in the world. And the paradox of Africa is that it's the richest continent in the world with the poorest people, because of imperialism and colonialism, and worse yet, the more sinister neo-colonialism. So we have to make sure we don't let black faces in high places seem like some progress. In fact, it is the worst kind of forward movement that could happen when you have a black face espousing capitalism and imperialism. That is the worst thing that could happen. So brothers and sisters from New York City, from the Operation Power, our organization, we beat badly. We beat the most powerful Democratic Party machine in the state, the Kings County, Brooklyn Democratic Organization. We beat them and took over local politics, the city council and the state assembly seat. And we could not have done that without my wife of 42 years, my African queen, Inez Barron, and all of the members of Operation Power. So that's a message that we want to continue to bring to you. We are winning, we will win. So now we're going to continue the program. Wait, let me check one more time. Let the church say amen. Amen. Just checking. Just check. Don't be afraid of Omali Yeshitela, because I told them that we were praying the UHURU movement since the 1960s, if you will come forward. And then my comrade from New York, Omawale Clay, the chair of the December 12th movement, a black human rights organization based in New York, and one of the first organizations, come on up, Omawale, one of the first organizations that came out to support the UHURU movement. And we have to give our blessings, the credit and our memory. We got the speakers lining up to Viola Plummer, our sister Viola Plummer, who made her transition. We will always honor her. And with Omawale is Roger Wareham, a revolutionary lawyer in the movement. And Roger, the guest with you, the young sister. Adiana, wave your hand. And I will never get up here and talk about New York without talking about Betty Davis. Betty Davis.
She learned a little bit about St. Petersburg history, Florida history, black history. And as a lifetime Floridian, I find it interesting that this is history that they never taught in our public school system, right? But I made parallels as a Puerto Rican, as a Boricua. We also didn't learn about Puerto Rican history. We didn't learn about the Young Lords organization. Just like the UHURU movement has been a staple right here in St. Pete, the Young Lords was also a staple in Lincoln Park, Chicago. That's left out of our history books as well. We didn't learn about the machateros in Puerto Rico that fought for the self-determination and independence of Puerto Rico. And I found one common denominator in this equation as I made this analysis, and that's the Ku Klux colonizer that has attempted to bury our history time and time and again. And while they killed many of our leaders during the peak of COINTELPRO in the 60s, leaders like Omali Yeshitela, an original Young Lord who happens to be here in Tampa, David Rivera, are testaments to the failure of their counterinsurgency.
Yeah.
That's facts.
And just like Omali Yeshitela stood with the Young Lords back in the 70s in New York City, the Young Lords and Boricuas all together stand in solidarity with the UHURU 3, uncompromising, with zero apologies for that. So we're going to continue to stand with y'all, and I just wanted to give that statement of solidarity as the Boricuas, as the Young Lords. We're here. That's until the casket drops. All right, UHURU, and hands off Africa.
CO, Osiju. Hello, my relatives.
Hello.
Good to see you here. And it's an honor to be here on Miccosukee land. Miccosukee land. Not the state of Florida, not the county, not the city, not the federal. This is Miccosukee land. Never really ceded. Simply taking, contrary to law, despite the longest resistance war recognized by the United States in the history of the United States. Miccosukee, who together with Seminole, who is an amalgamation, if you will, of fragments of peoples who have been decimated by the European invasion, aligned with free blacks, as they were called at the time, Africans, African descended people who had escaped from chattel slavery and taken up arms, built communities in North Florida. That's where we are. The history of resistance, the history of struggle, the history of oppression, the history of all of it is embodied in the reality of the land on which we stand now. So allow me to say, in behalf of Osceola and Wildcat and all those others who came before, UHURU, UHURU, UHURU. That's what it was about then. That's what it was about now. That's what it will be about no matter what they do. COINTELPRO, which is supposedly an area of my expertise, is simply a particular phase and a continuing evolution of a phase in that history that I just spoke of, to resist what it is that's being done in the name of freedom, which has to do with the suppression of freedom, the obliteration of freedom, the removal of freedom from all people in the United States, irrespective of your genealogy, irrespective of other aspects of your history. That is what it is about. This trial is not only a continuation of the McCarthyite trials of the 1950s and the COINTELPRO onslaught of the 1960s and the things that have occurred since, it is in a way an escalation. It is an escalation which we are duty bound, morally bound, not only for our ancestors in respect and honor to them, but for ourselves in our present moment, and for our children and our children's children and our children's children's children, 7 generations into the future. That's the nature of the struggle. I am proud to be a part of it. I hope that you all are too. And with that, Machakahasi.
UHURU! We came to see about Comrade Omali and the UHURU movement because the UHURU movement and Comrade Omali have come to see about us. So that's why we're here. We're here where we're supposed to be right now. There's no other place to be because there's some guilty people. There are some guilty people, but not who you think. There's somebody guilty for building a UHURU house. They're guilty of doing that. There's somebody guilty of defending the community against the police. Charles, you can take away from my time. See, New York is slick, The clock stopped. Good. As I said, there's some guilty people, and the UHURU movement and Comrade Omali are guilty. The party is guilty of wanting to raise our people up, of wanting to fight for self-determination, to dare to put a red, black, and green that big in Florida. To talk about the aspirations of our people is not just to get by, but is to get over our oppression. Yeah, there's some guilty people, and there's some other people who are not innocent. They're not innocent of the crimes committed against our community. We'll never let them get away with what they've done to us. That's why we have the slogan, they stole us, they sold us, and they owe us. And we understand that. That's why we say, if there's no justice, there cannot be any peace. 40 years ago. Sounds like somebody from Manhattan back there.
Lower East Side. Another mic.
Okay, y'all. So while they fixing the mic, I'm gonna show y'all some of the books that I'm gonna be purchasing myself before I leave here. Let me show you guys. Can y'all hear me now? Let me know if y'all can hear me now. Can y'all hear me now? Because I think the mic that the man was speaking on is okay, now you can hear me. Thank you, AC Walker. Okay, so I wanted to show y'all all the sites up here so y'all can see. This is the rally. I didn't know that the trial was going to be on September 3rd, but I'm definitely going to be there in attendance. It's the UHURU house. This is the rally, hands off of Africa. You guys can see that there. I will be attending the trial. They're saying it's going to be September 3rd. Are all the nice t-shirts over here. Look at that. Beautiful. How y'all doing? Love it. And then all the signs out front. All right. Excuse me. All right, so I gotta go find out about I want to find out about the trial. Let's see about this right quick. Excuse me. Did you give me information on where the trial, they were saying about September 3rd?
Yeah. Did you sign it and stuff like that for us?
No, I didn't.
Go ahead and then...
I didn't even know until they mentioned it.
Yeah. So go ahead, sign that in, and then the information specifically for the trial, if you're for the trial.
Yes, I can go.
Okay, here you go. So this document specifically.
May I film you? I'm on my YouTube.
Oh, sure.
Okay, I just want to.
So this document specifically is for the court document, and then here's our program and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, y'all. So I am planning on attending the trial that's coming up, and I didn't even know that it was a trial until I had actually came out here. But I'm finna go back over here and let y'all finish listening to this great presentation, and I hope you guys are enjoying it.
Hands off UHURU!
Here we go.
Hands off UHURU! Hands off Africa! All right, UHURU. I just really want to appreciate the opportunity to participate in this rally, and I want to just be so appreciative of like all of the comrades and supporters and friends who have come from around the country to participate in this rally and to stand in solidarity with the leadership that is really creating a new world, and that is the leadership of Chairman Omali Yeshitela and UHURU movement, and our comrades Penny Hess and Jesse Nevel, who are now, experiencing what it's like to be on the front line, to be the tip of the spear. And I really just want to appreciate having the opportunity to work under the leadership of Chairman Omali Yeshitela for almost 20 years now as the director of the All African Peoples Development and Empowerment Project. This is an organization that was envisioned by the chairman and that was called for to be developed by Chairman Omali Yeshitela to win African people who have skills that are typically denied to the African liberation movement, to win African doctors, nurses, engineers, people with skills in development-related areas, and to pool those skills together to create African-led self-determination projects that address the need for food, clothing, water, shelter, education for Africa and African people. And it's the chairman who called for ACTVIST to build Project Black Ankh, which is developing as the African nation's response to the Red Cross, something that can respond when there are natural disasters that impact African people anywhere around the world. So I think it's incredible that this is the leadership that's being attacked and threatened with not only 15, years in prison potentially, but that's being called somehow an agent of Russia. How ridiculous of a charge could the United States government come up with? And I think that it's just incredible that even a child, my 3 children grew up in the UHURU movement, and when they heard what the charges were that were, being leveled against Chairman and Penny and Jesse, they laughed.
They laughed. They said, this is the best they could come up with, Mom.
Right.
And I said, this is what they came up with, baby. And they said, you know, if we know that this is cool, then people have to know everywhere that this is just garbage.
Right.
So if the babies know this is garbage, you know, we all have to understand that this is garbage. But the reality is that we have to let the state know that we are willing to do whatever is necessary to ensure the freedom of our comrades and to continue the incredible work that has been led by Chairman Omali Yeshitela and the UHURU movement. And I really just want to say that I appreciate again and salute everybody is here, because what we are really witnessing is a consolidation of the anti-colonial free speech movement. That we have people from throughout the political spectrum who can recognize their interest in defending the UHURU movement. This is incredible, and this is the kind of unity that the state does not want to see. So, and this is the unity that will help to push back what it is that's not only, you know, attempting to happen now, but that will continue to happen as the contradictions in this system deepen. So let's stay resolute. Let's continue to not only call for the charges to be, you know, dismissed, and let's not just continue to say that should this trial, you know, continue and go forward, that they be found innocent, but that we have the right as African people, as oppressed people, and as all freedom-loving people to use our voices to organize for all of humanity to see a future that we can all live in. So I just want to say, hands off Chairman Omali Yeshitela, hands off Comrade Penny Hess, hands off Comrade Jesse Nevel. We must be victorious.
Uhuru.
Uhuru! We are winning. Let's bring Black Power back to the stage. We got Black Power back to the microphone. Let's bring it back to the stage. So I'm really excited to bring on Sister Afia. Can we get some assistance, some helping hands for Sister Afia? And then I know a lot of you are familiar with DJ Eddie, who's walking across the front seats right now. We're going to hear from DJ Eddie after we hear from Sister Afia. DJ Eddie is our station manager of Black Power 96.3, our revolutionary radio station, our Freedom Summer station, and we're so excited to hear some words from him. But let's start with Sister Afia Ngwaza. All right, Uhuru.
My heart is so full. I was saying to a friend, a comrade, we've got to find occasions other than funerals to get together. And this is an occasion that we celebrate not only our survival, but we celebrate the victory that we claim. We claim the victory because the power is in the people, and we are the people. It is the power in the people that doesn't quit. I had written down a whole bunch of stuff that I was going to say about Omali, but I think that in the tradition of SNCC, and in celebration and salute of him and Penny and Jesse, I just want to sing a song. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, walking up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let the U.S. government turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let the U.S. government turn me around. We're gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, walking up to freedom land. We're gonna side with the UHURU all the way, all the way, all the way. We're gonna stand with you all
think we need to get that one on the station. So next up, we're going to hear from DJ Eddie. And then after that, we've got Barry Bender from the Green Party, the leader of the Green Party in New Jersey, who's going to be speaking up, who's also a member of Hands Off UHURU. So we're going to begin with our very own comrade, DJ Eddie, the baddest DJ on the radio, our Freedom Summer Station manager. And then we're going to follow that up with Barry Bender, UHURU.
UHURU.
All right. Turn this way. I see y'all. I don't see you, but I certainly feel you, man, coming on out. What a beautiful day, man. Absolutely gorgeous day to be out. I guess the planet's lining up for us, man, already. So I want to say thank you for all of y'all who come out and listen to the radio station and support. So many people have come out, and I'm just so happy to see Deputy Chair Ona Zane and Redbeard and Charles Barron from New York City, Aisha Fields from Alabama. I said they coming near and far. I ain't lied. I want to tell you a little bit about my story and my journey coming to Black Power at 96.3 FM radio station. For 35 years, I sung downtown in the streets of St. Petersburg, Florida, in front of a store called McCory's. I sung out there day and night, in the heat, in the sun, in the rain, in the cold, trying to survive. You know, as black people, African people, we just barely be making it, and we barely surviving. And I sung out on the streets and sung and played my guitar, raising a family, got married, had 3 kids, and after about 35 years, I said to myself, and I said to the Lord, what am I going to do? I'm turning 50 plus years old. I can't keep singing outside on the street corners. And then someone told me there was a new radio station called Black Power. I said, they called my name. Black Power. They called my name. I'm black and I got power. So I wanted to go out, and I came and I said, I want to be a DJ. And I'll never forget the person that was here, manager at the time, said, you want to be a DJ? I said, yeah. He said, aren't you blind? I said, yes, I am. He said, well, I don't know if you can do it. I said, well, give me a chance, man. Give me a chance. And he said, okay, I guess I'll give you a chance. And Deputy Chair, she urged me on. And next thing you know, I was playing music and I was DJing and I was finding love for my community. And they was finding love for me, most important. You know, and I kept on doing it. And Deputy Chair came in on the Sunday. I love her to death, man. I tell you, what a beautiful woman. What just inspiring. She just inspires everybody that she touches or walks past. You know, very inspiring. And I kept on. She said, DJ Eddie, you can't see, but I like your vision. I say, okay. And she said, we want you to be the assistant manager. I said, talk slow. And 2.5 years after that, he came back and said, we want you to be station manager. And I am so glad that there is freedom. There is a Black Power radio station here in St. Pete, and soon across the nation we'll have others. And that shows you the power of our community. Show you the power of black people. We can do anything, man. I am a true, take a picture. Take a picture. Make a post. Say, look at the blind man, a manager of a radio station, nationwide, across the country. People call me from Africa, Canada. One day I got a call, and you know, my phone talks to me, and it says area code 647. I'm like, what the hell? I've never heard of this radio station. I mean, area code. So I said, I called him back. I thought it was one of the scams. You know how scams do all the time. And I called back and said, hello? I said, yes, how could I help you? He said, I'm listening to you in Canada. Man, you are getting down, bro. I said, yes, thank you so much. UHURU, it means freedom. And I just want to say thank you to the chairman, Omali Yeshitela. That brother has been fighting for over 60 years so that I can stand on this stage right now and tell you I'm station manager. That brother has been fighting for all of us for 60 plus years so that we can come out and enjoy it. It is a time for all of us. All of us, and I'm talking to not only us sitting here, but if anybody watching on the internet, on the world, wherever you are, this is the time to stand behind this brother that has been speaking in London, Germany, Oxford. How many people have been invited to Oxford to speak? Chairman Omali had done that, and he just didn't start this, and he said it all the time, and I'll say it, ain't no Russian ever told us to do anything for ourselves. If anybody told us to do anything, it was a damn American. It was a white man say, sit down, shut up, don't read that book, don't do this, don't do that. You cannot do this, you can't do that. And that's what America has done to black people. Just brainwashing all the people that they could. But Omali Yeshitela said, hell no, we're not going for that. Tore down the mirror, tore down the mirror. First action. This is the city of resistance, man. And Omali Yeshitela done that. And we just want to say that to him. And we want to salute Chairman Omali. We want to make sure that he is supported everywhere, everywhere. So hands off. Can I say it like I say all the time? Hands off! Omali Yeshitela and Jesse Nevel and Penny Hess. Thank you.
Uhuru! Hands off Africa! Hands up Uhuru! That's right. So next we want to hear from Mr. Barry Bender, representative from the Green Party in New Jersey, as well as a member of Hands Off Uhuru. Uhuru!
First of all, I want to say how grateful I am that I've been invited here to speak to these people. Thank you very, very much. My name's Barry Bender, and I'm the elections chairman for the Green Party in New Jersey. And we're working real hard to change things, but we all know what we're here for, okay? We're here for Jesse, we're here for Penny, and we're here for the chairman. Because what's going on is completely upside down, which our whole country is kind of upside down now too. We have it going on in New Jersey also. I have a close friend, Lisa Davis, who she and I were participating in a vigil for Gaza, and the police decided to charge her with illegal, having an event illegally and disturbing the peace. She wasn't the organizer of the event, but she happened to be the only black woman in the crowd, okay? My impressions nowadays are the oppression coming from our government is increasing and increasing and increasing. But that's my perception, okay? Our brown and black brothers and sisters have seen this for centuries, okay? And it's just becoming apparent to someone like myself at this point. So it's new to me, but I know many people here have been aware of this for, as I said, for centuries. I have a question. If Jesse and Penny and the chairman are foreign agents, then who are the elected officials who are receiving money from AIPAC? Are they not foreign agents also? Why aren't they going after them? The hypocrisy of this government is absolutely, it makes you want to toss your cookies, to coin a phrase, okay? But we have to keep working, we have to keep fighting, all of us, because things are upside down. They continue to be upside down, and the only way that we change it is to keep saying what we need to say. So the more repressive they become, the more expressive we need to be. Hands off Uhuru, all power to the people. Thank you very much.
Uhuru, black power for black people. We're going to hear next from Sheridan Murphy. And Sheridan Murphy is representing the Leonard Peltier Ad Hoc Committee and the American Indian Movement in Florida. Let's give it up for Sheridan.
My name's Sheridan Murphy. I'm only speaking on behalf of the American Indian Movement. We actually have someone here from the ad hoc committee who will do that on Paulette's behalf. I can't talk, it's too hot. Later. When we talk about the UHURU 3, we have to look at the history, right? We have to look at the reality. The UHURU 3 aren't on trial because they talked to some Russians, right? I think we all know that here, but it needs to be clear everywhere why the UHURU 3 is on trial, right? Because we just had the birthday for Fred Hampton, who they murdered. They have a history of murdering and silencing and shutting up and attacking those who stand up against the colonial settlers state, wherever they are, right? They've done it to every movement that has stood up and been real. They've done it to the American Indian Movement. They've done it to the Young Lords, the Brown Berets, the Crusade for Justice. I can go on and on. The Black Panther Party. And they're doing it to the UHURU movement. Anyone that's lived in St. Pete for any measure of time knows that the African liberation movement is exemplified by the UHURU movement, and that's Omali and Jesse and Mr. Nevel. That's the reality. So they have to silence them. And we're in a point in time where the colonial settler states, be it Israel or the United States, are fading. They're losing their moral high ground to people, right? People are realizing and recognizing that those places are not real. They need to come down by whatever means necessary. Land back from the river to the sea. And the charges against the UHURU 3 are completely bogus. If they were about silencing the Russian people's influence, there's a motorcycle club in Miami called the Spetsnaz Motorcycle Club. Their purpose, according to Sunbiz, is to influence elections on behalf of Russia. Nobody's raided them. So that ain't what this is about. And if the United States government thinks that if you advocate for your relative's liberation that you're a Russian spy, then I'm going to say this. With apologies to my Finnish mother's family, I want to be a good Russian spy then, if that's what that's about. Because that's what the UHURU movement has stood for, the liberation of African people here and in Africa. And you need to get behind that. And when you get behind that, you realize the rest of it's garbage that they're throwing out there to criminalize and confuse you as to what the UHURU movement is about. And I have a person getting closer and closer to me, so I'm guessing that's my time.
UHURU. I know we're so limited on time. We want to make sure that we acknowledge and get through all of these incredible speakers. Up next, we have Francisco Romero, Benjamin Prado, and Alejandra, who is representing Unión del Barrio, who's had a long historic relationship with the UHURU movement and the African People's Socialist Party. They're also representing the Chicano Mexicano Liberation Organization based in San Diego, California. And again, a long-time fraternal organization of the UHURU movement. So just want to salute them. UHURU.
UHURU, comrade. Thank you, compañeras. Before I start the statement, I'll take a few seconds to just say how beautiful it must be to wake up here in St. Petersburg and be black. And be filled with the clear scientific analysis that black power will win. Look at this amazing, beautiful flag. I mean, imagine waking up to that every morning and just feeling that pride that has been attempted to be beaten out of our people in the way that it's being beaten out or attempted to of our comrades, the UHURUs. So on behalf of Unión del Barrio, we are here today to stand in steadfast unity with the Hands Off UHURU Fight Back Coalition. As we stand side by side, our comrades Penny Hess, Jesse Nevel of the APSP, and of course our comrade, long time, Chairman Omali Yeshitela of the African People's Socialist Party.
UHURU.
Unión del Barrio answered this call of unwavering support to demand hands off, hands off, hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa. Unión del Barrio is an independent Mexican anti-imperialist organization founded 43 years ago by veterans of the Chicano Power movement in the 60s and 70s, a movement that was viciously attacked as part of the U.S. colonial assault on organizations that aspired to lead our people under the principle of self-determination against settler colonialism. In our struggle, we are fighting to build a revolutionary socialist party led by La Raza, that's us, the indigenous people of this continent. Unión del Barrio is convinced that we need a political revolution where the interests of working class Mexicans and Latino Americanos, as well as other colonized peoples and oppressed peoples, can generally exercise their right to the control of their labor, our own land, and reject colonial economic exploitation imposed on our people since the illegal occupation of our lands by U.S. imperialism in the war of genocidal war of 1848. I'll end this section by just saying that this political analysis and our struggle then must center colonialism and imperialism as the core enemies of humanity. This is why it's critical that we come to stand here today with our comrades that are being attacked, because we know that an attack on the African People's Socialist Party, on Chairman Omali Yeshitela, Penny Hess, and Jesse, really is about speaking against colonial violence, is an attack on all of us. For nearly 40 years, we've shared this fraternal relationship with our sister organization, the African People's Socialist Party. What unites us on our organization is a common undertaking that the U.S. colonial state has built on our backs of the genocide of our people, including Mexicans and the indigenous people, and whose land and imperialist invasion it has stolen. We maintain that our original people of this hemisphere, with thousands of years of civilization altered by European settler colonialism. We didn't cross the border. We didn't cross the border. Pass a few words to my comrade.
Uhuru comrades, and I know we're short on time, but I did want to express, that our struggle is a 500-year struggle against settler colonialism. That in fact, the 500 years fighting the doctrines of discovery, of manifest destiny, of the Monroe Doctrine, and the doctrines of American exceptionalism. Unión del Barrio has the absolute right to organize, to engage with, to struggle alongside with our sisters and brothers throughout Nuestra America, or what is known as Abya Yala, what is known as Anahuac, the original name of this continent before the settler colonizers came and changed it to the Americas. And we have that historical memory, just like we have the historical memory that our lands, because they were invaded by the settler colonial U.S. Nation, who imposed a political border, who then calls us foreigners on our land, we have an absolute responsibility and historic responsibility to fight back. And that's what this anti-colonial struggle is about. To unite our voice and efforts, to join struggles with the peoples of Nuestra America, to join the struggles of all those that have reclaimed their land, resources, and labor. We unite with the Cuban Revolution. We unite with the Bolivarian Revolution. We unite with the Nicaraguan Revolution, because that means power in the hands of the working class. And that's the representation that we uphold. And we have the absolute right to have allies, to build alliances with those peoples, because they are our people. I don't care what the United States government says. I don't believe them. They would want us to believe that somehow their mercenary that they put out in Venezuela is a president. A mercenary, a CIA agent who is responsible for the death squads in all of Nuestra America. And we reject that. We stand here in resolute unity, in solidarity with our peoples who are building revolution, as well as the people, and that includes the people here. The UHURU movement, the African People's Socialist Party, because it is our fraternal organizations who have and understand that this struggle is an anti-colonial struggle, is an anti-capitalist struggle, and for power in the hands of the working class. Con eso, que viva la raza, que viva the UHURU movement, the African People's Socialist Party, and we say hands off UHURU, hands off UHURU, hands off Africa. Long live our fraternal relationship. Until victory, comrades.
I want to salute these comrades for coming out. You know, it was so significant what he was saying. You know, the Russians, African people, we don't have Russian last names. Last time I checked, the Russians, we ain't got Russian last names. And then when you think about the indigenous people, they are speaking Spanish. That's another colonizer language, something that a lot of people they fail to acknowledge. So colonialism comes in multiple languages, and it comes in one color. So next up, we want to talk to a lot of the white people, specifically through our leadership. The chair of the African People's Solidarity Committee, a lot of the leadership of the white people in this organization, who are going to speak to their role, their history, their understanding, and of the role of white people as it relates to their existence in this colonial environment. So we're going to bring Penny Hess up again. This is one of the UHURU 3, and she's going to be speaking once more for 5 minutes.
Hands off UHURU, hands off Africa, hands off Chairman Omali Yeshitela. UHURU, it's an incredible honor to be here today. I'm profoundly moved by the support and the statements and the incredibly articulate and beautiful and moving statements by so many comrades, so many organizations who have been there, some of whom have stood up within days of the brutal raids of July 29, 2022, who immediately came out, like D12, December 12th, and so many others who have been there, who have been part of Hands Off UHURU Fight Back Coalition. And it makes me know that we will win. We are winning. I want to salute my leadership, Chairman Omali Yeshitela, that in 1966, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, issued a paper called the Vine City Paper, in which it called for white people, basically expelled white people from SNCC, who was the key Black Power organization of that time. And the white people left, but did not do anything because, as the chairman has said, we have opportunism. We sit on a pedestal of slavery, of genocide, of stolen land and stolen labor, of African and indigenous people. And so Chairman Omali Yeshitela formed the African People's Solidarity Committee in 1976, the first time ever that an African Black Power, African liberation organization that was very serious about winning the liberation of Africa and African people put white people under their leadership and sent us out into the white community with a mandate to win other white people and to raise reparations to African peoples. You know, no Russian told the chairman that. No Russian talked to the chairman about reparations. That is part and parcel of who the African People's Socialist Party and Chairman Omali Yeshitela is. And he has fought for 50 years. He has made reparations the household word. When APSC was first started, we took the message of reparations to the white community. We would have demonstrations and hold signs that said reparations to African people, and people would stop us and say, what is reparations? Yep. Nobody even knew what it was. But indeed, it is a household word. Yep. Chairman Omali Yeshitela did that. Yeah. He made it. He had a goal. He held the first tribunal on reparations to African people in 1982. And under the leadership of the African People's Socialist Party, APSC, for the first time, white people have been able to have principled relationships to African people and oppressed and colonized peoples on the planet Earth. For the first time, not as a colonizer who wants to control through opportunism the movements of the colonized, but under the leadership of the colonized, and that the party has fought for every possible relationship with oppressed and colonized peoples around the world, and one of which, a profound one, was the relationship with Unión de Barrio and the Indio-Mexican people's struggle for liberation of their land. And that this is, I also want to say, by the way, that the party, the chairman, has stood with every struggle. We recently found a photograph of Jainaba's father, the incredible Biko Lumumba, speaking at a rally in support of Leonard Peltier in San Francisco in about 1983, 84. The party stood with Leonard Peltier for his freedom then, who has been in prison for 50 years on his own stolen land. So I just want to say we are confident. We want everybody to be there who can. The trial starts next Tuesday. It is powerful to see the people, and it's just, we will win. We will win. Only the people can win this. Salute to Chairman Omali Yeshitela, Comrade Jesse Nevel, Deputy Chair Onis Yeshitela, and the African People's Socialist Party. UHURU!
Let's give it up for Penny Hess. UHURU! We now want to hear from Margaret Kimberly from the Black Agenda Report. It's going to be a recording, but let's give a big hand clap to the spirit of a brother who made his transition, Glenn Ford, who was also very instrumental in the Black Agenda Report. But now we hear from Sister Margaret Kimberly.
Hello, I'm Margaret Kimberly of Black Agenda Report. And power to the people. I'm here to support and declare my solidarity with the UHURU 3. I was taught that I had the right to speak freely and associate freely, but the charges against the UHURU 3 prove that those rights are tenuous at best. If we don't stand up for them, our rights to speak and associate freely and to be internationalists and to speak up for Black people will be in danger. And a presidential election year is especially dangerous when we are told that one side is quote-unquote fascist while the other is a democracy. This upcoming trial proves that we must always be on our guard, lest we lose the tiny bit of democracy we actually have, regardless of who sits in the White House. So let's stand up for the UHURU 3. Support them, defend them, speak up for them. Power to the people. Thank you.
UHURU. Oh, there we go. I want to bring up Aaliyah Ray, who's going to be doing a cultural performance, but I also, if y'all haven't noticed, I'm enjoying a delicious icy by the Icy Girls. This is something that if you're hot like I am, you need to go ahead. They got $5 cups and $10 cups. If you're hungry, Gregory has vegan burgers and salad options if you want. They also got smoothies. And over at Taste of the Market is China and Miss Imani. And you can go ahead and get you some food if you're hungry. And we also have water located at the health station as well. So we have Sister Aaliyah Ray with the beautiful guitar, the acoustic guitar. And I'm really excited to have this sister up. I've seen her before performing at the Sunday rallies that we have here every Sunday, 4 p.m. So that's hosted by the International People's Democratic UHURU Movement. It's something I want to see everybody here. That's local. I want to see you at the Sunday rallies. Let's give it up for comrade sister Aaliyah Ray.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
Yeah.
It's so good to be here. I'm so honored. Hold on. So honored to be here with you guys. I am Aaliyah Ray. I'm a local artist here, a local gospel artist in the Tampa Bay area. I was so excited when my friend Mr. Eddie here called me up. He was like, hey, they want you back. I'm like, I'm coming back, sir. I'm coming back. You my dude. I love you. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not long-winded, you know. Yeah? All right.
I was born by the river in a little tent. And oh, just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. It was too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. I go to the movies and I go downtown. Somebody always telling me, don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, there were times that I thought I couldn't last too long, but now I think that I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon'
Beautiful. This next song I'm gonna sing is an actual original. I love you. You're funny. It's an original. It's Lord. It's called "I Love You." It is what I'm going to be playing on my little guitar here. Once again, like I said, I am a gospel artist, so this song is. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're gonna try to make this thing happen because I don't know. I just work here.
You can go to the car and get the money out and get it. I want to keep recording this. You got enough? Go to the car and get my card. Okay, well, you can go buy it. Go buy it. No. Give me the money.
Y'all so patient, thank you.
I'm trying to record
Y'all
all
so
this,
beautiful.
y'all.
Thank y'all for
And
coming
Lauren
out.
over here is asking me to go get her. I see. Say hi. Okay. Make sure. Get it. What kind do you want?
Mango. Thank you.
Huh?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Can y'all hear that?
Yep.
Yes.
Can y'all in the back hear it? Y'all hear that? Because I was trying to make sure that the mic is up. Amen. It's going to be great. All right. So the name of the song, like I said, is I Love You. It's just a love song to the Lord. So I pray you guys enjoy it. You're beautiful, you're marvelous, you're wonderful. All praise, you deserve it. You're powerful, you're matchless, you're wonderful. And your timing is perfect. And though I don't have all the words, I know that my heart is hurt. That's why I love you. I love you, Lord. Yes, I do love you. I love you, Lord. Hands sweaty. You're Adonai, you're Elohim, you're El Shaddai. You are God Almighty, you're I am that I am. You're Yahweh, you're Emmanuel, 'cause you're always with me. And no, I don't have all the words, I know that my heart is hurt. That's why I love you. I love you, Lord. Yes, I do love you. I love you, Lord. I do love you. I love you, Lord. Yes, I do love you. Oh, I love you, Lord. And though I don't have all the words, I know that my heart is hurt. Thank you. That was difficult with this tool. Yep, you want me to do one? Okay. All right, I'm gonna do one more song. It's a little bit more upbeat. I pray y'all like it. It's another original. It's called Never. No. Oh, okay. We got one more original. It's called Never Seen. It's a little bit more upbeat. So I hope y'all can dance with me a little bit. I hope y'all can dance with me a little. It's a little bit much. It's a little. No, I'm good. All right. So y'all look. If y'all ain't caught this by now, I'm real goofy. Okay, I'm real goofy. I like make people laugh. I like people laughing with me. So I like interaction. Okay. So in this song, there is. I want y'all to repeat with me. Never seen the righteous
Never seen the righteous.
Forsaken.
Forsaken.
Nor its seed.
Nor its seed.
Begging bread.
Begging bread.
Now that's scripture, and that's the whole song. So if I sing it, y'all gonna sing it with me? Y'all gonna sing it with me? Because I don't want to be up here looking all cute and sweaty for no reason. All right. All right, go ahead, start it. You guys started real high for me. Never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread, begging bread. Seen the righteous forsaken. Turn me up a little bit. Nor his seed begging bread, begging bread. Never seen the righteous. Begging bread, begging bread. Seen the righteous. Those having never seen. Nor his seed begging bread, begging bread. Psalm 37:25. I've been young and now I'm old, yet I never seen the righteous forsaken or receive begging bread. I was told that if I look to the hills from which cometh my help comes from the Lord. I never want to take it for granted all the things that he has done for me. I never can think of enough about how he rescued and set me free. Hey. It gets rough sometimes, but he always makes a way. That's why my faith can't be shaken. I lean on him every day, yeah. So I'll do what your word says. Take no thought for my life. What I eat, what I drink, nor my body, Lord, I'm a living sacrifice. So I may never ever get it. I know you'll never let me down. And I'll stand on the truth, that's your word, and I'll never move, cause I know I never ever seen the righteous, forsaken, nor its seed begging bread. I said y'all gonna sing with me. Sing the righteous forsaken, nor its seed begging bread, begging bread. Never seen the righteous forsaken, nor its seed begging bread, begging bread. Never seen the righteous forsaken. You'll never seen. Hey, begging bread, begging. This is my prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Yeah, please lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So I know I never seen the righteous forsaken, nor its seed begging bread, begging bread. Never seen the righteous forsaken, nor its seed begging bread. No, I never seen. No, I never seen. Yeah. Begging bread. Lord, you're always on time. Begging bread, begging bread. Yes, I've given my last, but I never go without. Yes, I've given my last, but I never go without. No, yes, I've given my last, but I never go without. Never have I gone without. He won't let me go without. No, no, yes, I've given my last, but I never go without. Yes, I've given my last, but I never go without. Yeah, yes, I've given my last, but I never go without. Never have I gone without. He won't let me go without. Daddy won't go without. He won't let me go without. Never have I gone without. He won't let me go without. No, no, yes, I've given my last, but I never go without. Never have I gone without. Hey, he won't let me go without. Tithes and offerings, I give it. It belongs to him. Never steal it. Yeah, yes, I've given my last, but I never go without. Yes, I've given my last, but I never go without. Yeah. Thank you so much.
like we got another hit to add to the radio station. You know, and one of the things that happens when I hear a lot of gospel songs and a lot of revolutionary songs is that I start applying that to the people, because, you know, when you hear "Never seen the righteous nor forsaken," seen without begging bread, it makes me think about the power and the unity of people coming together. We taking care of each other. And that's why we're never going to go without, because we're always going to be organizing. You know, even when it comes down to tithes and offerings, we're giving that to the people. You know, and that's how we build. That's how we got this radio station. That's how we got this UHURU movement. That's why we're here today. All of the organizing that we do, it comes from the people. So I really want to salute Aaliyah Ray for the incredible cultural performance. Everybody give her another hand, please. And I want to bring up our next speaker. Belinda Parker Brown is coming up. This is the president and chief executive officer of the Louisiana United International, which is a bipartisan social justice organization coming from New Orleans, Louisiana, or Nolans, let me say it right, and a member of the Black is Back Coalition. So I really want to salute this sister. And I need to pull the mic down because everybody comes up. I gotta pull the mic down
right now.
Well, maybe that's
somebody else.
Maybe that's
I'm gonna ask her to come on and talk to y'all. Just hold on.
Wow, that was beautiful. I really enjoyed that. First of all, you all, I am so excited to be here. I am so happy to be here. And all of you look so wonderful out there.
And I'm gonna try to get that.
And I'm cut my speech real short.
Hi.
Because
I'm filming on my YouTube channel, and I had a couple of people asking about your music. Do you mind speaking to them?
All of us to have the opportunity to have our voices heard. But I got something very important that I need to say about.
Say whatever you need to say. They love your music. I love your performance. You're very talented.
I'm from Louisiana United
You can actually find me on Instagram at _RAEHOGGATT. Instagram won't let me change my name. I'm working on getting the music page. So I'm like trying to get out there. But you can find me on
I'm talking about, you know, they're coming for you, your family and everybody, because you're standing up and you're fighting
but I am Aaliyah Ray, and I hope you
that
guys
have
enjoy
been
the music. Will be
going on
coming
there
out
for
this
over
year.
120
I'll keep you guys
years.
posted on
It was
social
a
media.
scheme.
Okay?
It was a
I thank you
plot
so much,
to
and I hope y'all got the
put you in
information.
prison
Do you have a
and
card or
make
something?
slaves out of
Okay. Can you hold your so we can see it? There we go, y'all.
It's Ray RAE Hoggett HOGGATT.
And they
on
had
Instagram.
On Instagram. Got it.
determined
Thank you so
that
very
they
much.
were not
Appreciate
going to
you.
let these people go free by any means.
Thank y'all.
But because of the chairman, I don't know what it is about you, chairman, but when you step foot in Louisiana, and he went on one of the well-known radio stations there, WBOK, and everybody know that he was there in his presence, and his voice was being heard about what's happening in Louisiana. It turned the tide. Things changed. And we won. We won, people. I'm telling you, we won. We beat them. And we had that law removed out of the Louisiana Constitution that they can no longer do that anymore. So when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. So it's all about how powerful we are when we come together and support each other. So I just want to say, when I say drop, you say charges. When I say drop, you say charges. Now wait a minute, hold up. I really want you to mean this. I want you to dig deep and say it like you mean it. Because it's something about the power of our words. It's something about when we unite and come together, the Heavenly Father say that He will command a blessing. And we can ask Him anything and He will do it. So when I say drop, you say charges, but say it like you mean it. I'm only going to say it 3 times. Drop! Charges! Drop! Charges! Charges!
Let's give it up for Sister. Powerful presentation. And she said, say it like you mean it. Drop charges. We're going to bring to the stage now Natsu Setu, revolutionary author, expert on law and colonialism. Please come forward. Ward Churchill's coming back to make a statement on behalf of Leonard Peltier. Please come forward. And Paul Mumphrey, co-founder of Friends of the Congo from Washington, D.C. Please come forward. Frank Lawrence from Julian Assange, Defense Committee from Chicago. Please come forward. So if all of y'all can come forward so we can move it so that we can get to hear the chairman and some other speakers, we appreciate that. And you know, sometimes we say we are winning. I say we won. We already won. We already won. So say, we already?
Thank you. It's really an honor and a pleasure to be with you all today. I'm so excited to see all of these wonderful folks out here, and hopefully everyone can make it to the trial. I want to say that we all know, right, that the UHURU 3 are not being prosecuted because they're agents of the Russian government. That is just ludicrous. They are being prosecuted because they have so successfully advocated for the right of self-determination, because they have recognized that this is a colonial occupation and they have brought folks together to fight it. And it is the effectiveness of that struggle that leads to ludicrous prosecutions like this. And I want to say two things. One is that as a lawyer and someone who's done a fair amount of work in the international human rights law realm, right, we know that what's happening, you know, the charges that are being brought are unconstitutional and they're illegal. We also know that they violate international human rights law. We have human rights law about civil and political rights, as well as economic, social, and cultural rights. And those laws also have as a foundational premise recognition of the right to self-determination. And we have to remember that, because we are going into what the Supreme Court, Justice Marshall in 1823, very candidly said are the courts of the conqueror. So we are going into the courts of the conqueror. Their law, the Constitution and this international law, is their law. And their law says that we are in the right, okay? But they will still try to, as you know, we say, railroad the UHURU 3. So we have to fight it. And the second point I wanted to make, Charles Barron has already made for me, but I'm going to repeat it. Sometimes when we say we are winning, it sounds like bravado, right? Some people look at us and think, you know, they've got the guns, they've got the courts, they've got the police, they've got the money, right? How can we be winning? But if somebody is trying to eliminate you, trying to remove you, and, you know, genocide is about killing people, but it's also about killing people as who they are, right? And they are trying to make us not be who we are, as well as just kill us. And if their objective is to eliminate us, and we are still here, we have won. Okay. I'm reminded also about something that the late Derek Bell said. He quoted a farmer who came up out of his fields while the Selma to Montgomery march was going by, and some journalists went up to the farmer and said, you know, do you think you're going to win? And according to Derek, the farmer said, we won when we started. That's right. And I want to say we have won when we started. Thank you.
Lauren, say hi.
CO. Well, I had not planned on speaking again, but Paulette Babadou could not be here today. So I step up, as I'm a member of the Leonard Peltier Ad Hoc Committee who is here, and just briefly, the situation there, which is we're in alliance with the UHURU movement to free Leonard Peltier. Free Leonard Peltier. After 49 years in federal maximum security prisons for something he never did, for something for which there has not been in the last 20 years one piece of evidence that has not been rebutted. 49 years, he's in Coleman 1, which is the highest level of security. He's going to turn 80 years old imminently, which if you think about it means he's 2 years younger than Chairman Omali. Just had a parole hearing, which under the law, at the time he was convicted, he should have been paroled more than a decade ago, but they're applying a different set of laws that are more convenient to them. Denied him the parole again and told him it would be 15 years before he would be eligible to come back. 15 years is a sentence they're trying to impose on UHURU 3. As Chairman Omali has said quite rightly, at 82 years old, that for him is a life sentence. And Leonard Peltier is a prime example of what the rhetoric now accurately describes as death by incarceration. Leonard is blind in one eye, losing sight in the other, has acute diabetes, has heart problems that are severe, has a displaced hip, can no longer walk without a walker, is confined in a cell 24 hours or at least 23 hours a day, 4 out of every 7 days. And they want to keep him there another 15 years under those conditions. Fabricated a case. It didn't have to do with the deaths of 2 FBI agents that he was convicted of killing. They knew at the time that he had not done that, but they needed someone to hold up as a scapegoat. 2 FBI agents died, imposing oppression on the Pine Ridge Lakota reservation that was being resisted. They were looking to crush that. They miscalculated. They lost 2 of their people, and for that, someone must pay. Someone must serve as an example. Someone must be held up as saying the price of resistance is more than you want to pay. Leonard has never backed off, ever. But he needs to come out. And Omali and the others of the UHURU 3 need not to go in. Winning takes many forms. Leonard coming out is one, they're not going in as another. We understand the struggle before us. With that, we talk to us.
UHURU comrades, UHURU brothers and sisters, I'm going to make a few comments about Julian Assange. It's his connection with the war on dissent and the situation we are facing today. There are thousands of Assange supporters in the United States who have been active in his campaign for many years. It's critical that Assange supporters pivot to defend the UHURU 3. This is the issue of the moment. This is the campaign of the moment. This is the most important free speech campaign that exists today. We must unite behind the UHURU 3. Julian Assange is now free. He accepted a plea deal, but with reservations. Firstly, in effect, he pleaded guilty to journalism, the crime of journalism. Journalism should not be a crime. Joe Biden has proclaimed on multiple occasions that journalism is not a crime, except if you disagree with government policies, if you disagree with US foreign policy, if you disagree and want to expose US war crimes, then it becomes a crime. We have the First Amendment in the United States. We are led to believe that we have freedom of speech. We are led to believe that we have a free press. But waiting in the wings, there's the 1917 Espionage Act, which ensnared Julian Assange. The 1938 Foreign Agents Registration Act, which is relevant to the UHURU 3. These tools are all at the disposal and can be used in innovative ways by the state in the war on dissent. The UHURU 3 are being criminalized for their political speech. In particular, I think, because they told the truth about the US proxy war on Russia. Our government is lying about the Ukraine conflict. And these lies could easily lead to World War III. We need truth tellers. The UHURU 3 are not Russian agents. That is preposterous. They are heroic truth tellers. So victory to the UHURU 3.
UHURU! My name is Paul Pumphrey, one of the co-founders of Friends of the Congo. We stand in support of justice and dropping all charges against UHURU 3. For those who may not know a little bit about the Congo, may I share some of it? 1, the Congo in area is the second largest country in Africa. 2, Patrice Lumumba, who was the first elected prime minister of the Congo, was then killed by the US state. Why? Because he simply said he wanted the resources of the Congo to be used for the people of the Congo. Now, what are those resources? 1, the Congo has the second largest rainforest in the world. And that particular rainforest absorbs more carbon in the air than all the rest of the rainforests in the world. 2, the Congolese River is the second most powerful river in the world. And if that one river took advantage of hydroelectric dams, it could produce enough electricity for the continent of Africa for the next 30 years without using one drop of oil, without using a chunk of coal, or even using uranium. Now, what could that do for the development of Africa as a whole? 3, the Congo has roughly about $22 trillion worth of minerals. And let's be clear what we're talking about when we say these minerals. Your cell phone has the Congo in it. Whether it's the cobalt in the battery or the coltan in the electronics. And the United States recognized for the United States economy to be blooming, it needs those minerals cheap. Because the other place that has the cobalt is Australia. And do you really believe that the Australians is going to sell those minerals cheap? No. And so if you take advantage of the minerals in the Congo, you're looking at a situation where if the Congo was able to refine its own resources, you're looking at a country that could generate over $300 trillion. Now imagine what that could do for Africa, outside of just the Congo. So, to be short, free UHURU 3 and justice for the people of the Congo. I encourage you to go to freecongo.org and Friends of the Congo to find out more information. Thank you very much again. Bye-bye.
Uhuru! I want to make a statement on that. My name is Lumumba. I was named after Patrice Lumumba. And I think it's so relevant that we talk about all of the resources, not just coming out of the Congo, but from all of Africa. We have a chapter of the African People's Socialist Party in Sierra Leone where we all know that the diamonds come from. But the most incredible, most valuable resource is the people, African people. And when we even talk about the borders, we're calling them the Congo, we're calling it Sierra Leone, we're calling it the Ivory Coast, we're calling it Cameroon. But Chairman has explained long before the Joe Rogan episodes came out, long before all of this was exposed, Chairman was talking about the cobalt and the coltan, talking about the people, talking about all of the resources that could feed Africa as a nation. And we all are African people. When we talk about Congolese, that is a border that was created. Those are Congolese people now. But who were they? Who were we? We are part of an African nation forcibly dispersed around the globe. So when we think about the things that we enjoy here, we only enjoy them as proximity, the crumbs of the booty that is the colonial booty that's been brought here. It's our job to work in the plants and manufacture all of these. It's not our job. We are not colonizers. The things that we think we're enjoying is not a life of freedom. It's a life of servitude. And that's so important. And we talk about the African identity, who we are, and why those resources are our birthright. So I think that's really important to say. But it's not my time to speak. So let me go ahead and introduce Jennifer Sullivan from the Florida Green Party. And then we're also going to bring up Fatima Mevs afterwards from the Republic of New Africa, who's based in Miami, Florida. And then we'll have another culture break. Uhuru.
Hi, I'm the spokesperson for the Green Party of Florida and Women's Caucus, and I can always think of things to say, but I was in the DNC, Chicago, and for the Poor People's Army March with my sister Jill Stein and Sherry Honkola, and you know how when you go to these events, people they hand you things. And I found this, and I pulled it out of my backpack and had pies, and it made me think, like, hey, the UHURUs. But anyways, it was a pretty good event, and I wanted to say that I can also offer solidarity. I've been in Bolivia, and I've been to Nicaragua lately, and the Global South has solidarity with the UHURUs. So, just want to say all I can say when I'm getting back to the pies, it's like Chairman Omali, Penny Hess, Jesse, they're all members of the movement, and they're the three, and they're guilty of making pies and building up neighborhoods and giving and teaching. For that, that's a threat. That's a threat to the empire. So this is from the Chicago Committee for a New Society. Plenty for war, nothing for the poor. We're surrounded by plenty of everything, so why can't everyone have a good life? Billions of dollars go to the genocide of the Palestinian people and billions more to the Nazi-infiltrated Ukrainian government to supposedly protect them. But nothing can be spared to protect the workers here from homelessness and ruin. Nothing spared to guarantee good health care for all. Half the country is struggling to make ends meet. With the growing inflation, they tell us, don't worry, it'll get better. Well, people, they go without, the houses and buildings stand empty across the country. Warehouses are stacked with goods that to the rafters that can't be sold. Tons of food thrown into the garbage every day. Ask any person in a grocery store. Yes, it's all out there, but it's not distributed fairly. So only those who can pay have any security. And that's the economic system that both the Republicans and the Democrats are protecting the property of the wealthy and protecting them against us, the people at the bottom. So no matter how divided they appear to be, they are completely united in everything to take our last cent and our life, sweat, and blood. The ruling class of this country has constructed a government that protects those who own the land, the technology, and the natural resources. This is their private property, and we can't have anything if we can't pay them. If we take what we need, we break their laws. We break their laws, we join 5 million people in this country. They're either in prison, local jails, on parole or probation. So the ruling class of this property owners is the same class of people who robbed the Native Americans of their land and attempted to wipe them out entirely.
They're the same class that chained immigrant children from Europe to machines in the northern factories that guaranteed that they worked. They're the same class that enslaved millions of people that they kidnapped from Africa, brutalizing them into forced labor. So, so our only hope lies in organizing ourselves for a new vision around the future. Yes, it's time to join all those who shout, we're at the bottom and we're coming for the top. As a Green, my party stands in solidarity against this dying system of colonialism and with the UHURU 3 and reparations and justice for Palestine. And I just want to say, please vote. When you sit it out, you're like saying, I'm good. So don't sit up, vote. And I hope that you vote against the Democrats and against the Republicans and for the Greens, Jill Stein and Butch Ware.
UHURU! That made me want to also salute DC owner Zane, who is here, our deputy chair. You know, we talk about the grocery stores and how they hike up the prices and they're only building in their own white suburban areas that they like to build up. But we have the Black Power Blueprint. And in St. Louis, we've completely transformed that entire area in the Black community, provided food through the Gary Brooks Community Garden and a farmer's market as well. So I want to salute DC owner Zane and salute the chairman Omali Yeshitela. UHURU. I got word that Fatima Mevs is not able to make it, but sends a revolutionary salute and says hands off UHURU. And so what we're going to do is move on to another culture break. And I want to salute Comrade Malik Shabazz, who's going to read a poem. And Malik Shabazz is from the Kwanzaa 365 Live organization. UHURU.
UHURU! Black Power! Free the land! Real quick, I just want to say, yes, Sister Comrade Fatima Mevs could not make it at the last minute, but she does send her revolutionary love. And also, greetings from the Republic of New Africa. We give that greetings to the UHURU movement, all right? Now, I ain't going to talk too long because I don't want to get kicked off the stage. So, here's my little poem. And I'm going to dedicate this to the UHURU movement and to Chairman Omali Yeshitela. And this poem is called I Grabbed the Mic. All right, check this out real quick. I need some crowd participation. I'm going to say I grab, and all together you say you grab what? This is a practice run. I grab.
You grab what?
All right, this is the real thing. Ready? I grab.
You grab what?
I grab the mic tight when it's time for the mic fight. My game's tight. Spilling thoughts on things from early morning to late night. I'm uptight, cause rappers no longer rhyme right. It's all about the bling bling and the limelight. Hey yo family, I'm coming to you from hindsight with one mic. Addressing social issues all in one night with no stage fright. Hey yo, I like Mike, but he's a bit white looking like Fright Night. They just might convict him cause he's not white. Freedom for all is my plight. Scientific poetry I write, so I can shine light on dead minds cause they dead, right? So back to the crime site with the when a rhyme bite, but they can't reach my mind's height or penetrate scientific insight. So I stick them in a pine box, bitch strong like a fine ox, hit the street corners with a mic in a soapbox. So I can push TCDs that run for a 10 spot. This shit'll make your mind rock. But if you resist, it'll give you a blood clot. I can't stop, they shot pot, those damn cops. This constitutes constitutional flip-flop. I was born, and so was hip-hop. Now I constantly build, in Miami I chill. If I wrote like Nelly, I'd be gripping a mill. I'm telling you still, I'm spitting a will. We live in a police state, and it's giving me chills. Guess they got the paw on death row and paying the bills. Shut your mouth, son, you know the drill. Step out of line and you can be killed. But if we unite, we can take our freedom to Hamburger Hill, for real. And human exploitation, AIDS and cancer. I'm not done, so beat the next stanza. Just call this a poetic virtual reality, because the world is sick from all this insanity, where corporate goons rape the people and young boys don't learn the right things because they're not slinging or chasing panties. Misguidance from Washington to urban shanty. It can't be a right mind's fantasy to engage in technology. So I'm looking for an apology for the mistreatment of the mistreated. I spit hard from coast to coast, but nobody's listening, so I have to continuously repeat it, that the devil's advocate, Biden, has been illegally seated. The world knows it, but the American mind, their info has been deleted. Read on the justice of roosting chickens and pay attention, and you too will see it. How the Patriot Act raped the Constitution. Oops. Tell Talk too much and you be cruising for a bruising. What's causing all this confusion? I tell you what I think. We're living in Babylon. Just turn on cable news and listen to Sean Hannity and the rest of the corporate mouthpieces. Babylon. Talk more shit than 5 old ladies at the community hair salon. Considering the real reasons why Palestinians become human bombs. And that's just the calm before the storm. What do you expect after 75 years of doing wrong? In the Middle East peace process? Shit. It seems to be the same old song. Democracy denied, because the cats that run this show would rather see us all colonized. They dress it up as anti-speech, but it's the same old lies. Delivered to the populace with the same old cliche lines like, no child left behind. Well, then kiss my behind, because I don't pick the game. That's why I lecture through rhyme. And from time to time, I hear clicks on my line. And you still don't know what I mean? Then never mind. Let's just say I may be writing rhymes in jail like Shine. Cause you could fool some people sometime, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And I'm one of a kind. Everybody here knows a Che, Albizu, Malcolm, Pinheiro, Gandhi, Mumia, Tupac, and Marty. So this poetry might be the death of me, because it's a quiet war with silent weapons, and I'm on the opposite side across the street. Death comes to us all, so don't be afraid to speak. Right to live and do the same when you eat. As for me, shit, I continue to patronize the venues every night of the week. Why not? I can't sleep, because human decency is not part of U.S. policy. Madeline Albright said, so don't get mad at me. 1.5 million Iraqi children dead, brought up by the Bush crime family, because they're heartless and racist, making war on dark people and killing their children in faraway places. Nice guys now filled with scream and live with traces. Everybody knows the charge of terrorism and WMDs was baseless. And yo, Bush, you was cases, but you send your pilots anyway to bomb the faces. Okay, man, I gotta go, because they might try to trace this. Palestine, ceasefire, Palestine free, Puerto Rico free, Africa free, all indigenous people free.
Immortal Technique ain't got nothing on that. Where DJ Eddie? We'll have to add him to the station. I also wanted to make an announcement. We have the Burning Spear newspaper for sale, and you don't have to buy just one. You can buy a bundle. We got a bundle of 25 or more, and you can get it at the distributor's rate. So if you have a storefront online or brick and mortar, make sure that you get it. This is the arm of the revolution. This is the equivalent of the Negro World that Marcus Garvey's UNIA organization had distributed. And it's also the longest running revolutionary newspaper in existence. So go ahead, get you a copy today. You can get a single one, but also go ahead and get a distributor's bundle as well. So let's move on to the next segment. We've got another one of the UHURU 3. Oh, there you go. Jesse Nevel. So swift. UHURU.
UHURU! Hands off UHURU! Hands off Chairman Omali Yeshitela! Hands off Chairwoman Penny Hess! Hands off the UHURU movement! Free Leonard Peltier! Not one more year! Free Leonard Peltier! UHURU! UHURU! Hands off! It's a great honor to be here. I'm very, very moved and humbled to be standing before all of you. And I want to start by saluting and acknowledging, first and foremost, Chairman Omali Yeshitela, the primary target of this vicious assault on the African liberation movement and freedom of speech, and a hero for all of humanity, Chairman Omali Yeshitela, and Chairwoman Penny Hess, who has modeled for me and so many other white people what principled solidarity with African liberation looks like for nearly 50 years. And Deputy Chair Ona Zane Yeshitela, another incredible and brilliant leader of the African People's Socialist Party. And I want to say that I would not be standing here today without these courageous human beings that I just named, these leaders who represent the highest expressions of humanity. So I salute the leadership of the African People's Socialist Party. As was stated, my name is Jesse Nevel. I am also a member of the African People's Solidarity Committee and the chair of our mass organization. And I am also one of the UHURU 3, along with Chairwoman Penny Hess and our leader, Chairman Omali Yeshitela. And many of you have probably seen the video footage of what this very parking lot and area and staging ground where we are right now looked like on July 29th of 2022. It was filled with FBI agents, dozens, and if not over 100 FBI agents with vans, with armored vehicles, with battering rams, with flashbang grenades at this location here in St. Petersburg, at the home of Director Akila and I, who also want to salute, at the home of Chairman Omali Yeshitela and Deputy Chair, as well as at their home in St. Louis, where they were, at the home of Chairwoman Penny Hess in St. Louis, and at the UHURU Solidarity Center in St. Louis. And I appreciate what Assemblyman Charles Barron said. We have won. Which the other side of that is great too. They have lost. They have lost. It was not necessary to have that many FBI agents and that many assault rifles when they could have sent one guy with a briefcase and a little badge and a warrant to say, I'm here to execute a search warrant. They did that because they wanted to intimidate Chairman Omali Yeshitela. And think about that. Imagine the FBI, really try to imagine the FBI sitting around looking at Chairman Omali Yeshitela and saying, if we send enough flashbang grenades, if we send enough armored vehicles, we can silence this man. I think that will go down in history as one of the most colossal and embarrassing miscalculations in U.S. history. What a joke. And they thought they could silence you. They thought they could silence the voice of the people, and your presence here is proof. We have won. Chairman Omali Yeshitela has won. The people have won. They have lost. So we talk about what's going to happen in the trial, but it's already over. They have lost. So I know I don't have a lot of time, but I want to quickly talk to you. What is this what are these charges all about? They're saying Chairman Omali Yeshitela, 82 years old, fighting for the liberation of Africa and African people for over 60 years of his life, suddenly in 2014 decided to start a new career as a secret agent for Vladimir Putin. They're trying to say that Chairman Omali Yeshitela, Chairwoman Penny Hess, myself, and the UHURU movement became pawns in a Russian government conspiracy to do what? To sow discord in America. As if, as the chairman said, Russians were not there when Mike Brown was gunned down. Russians were nowhere to be seen when George Floyd was killed. Russians were nowhere to be seen when Sandra Bland was killed. So it is complete and utter nonsense. And it is an insult to the leadership of Chairman Omali Yeshitela and to the leadership of black people who don't, like the chairman said, don't need Russians or anyone else to tell them to fight, to tell them that they're oppressed, to tell them how to fight. African people taught the world, not the other way around. Taught Russia, taught everybody, not the other way around. Taught us as white people, not the other way around. All of it has to do with speech. Everything they've accused the UHURU movement of doing on behalf of the Russians is protected by the First Amendment right to freedom of speech. So I'll close with this. They better get it right. That's right. Like the chairman said, the UHURU 3 are not guilty of these charges. There is no evidence whatsoever of the nonsense that they have accused the chairman and the UHURU 3 of carrying out. If it was about the law, we would get an acquittal yesterday. If it was about the evidence, we would have gotten an acquittal yesterday. It has nothing to do with the law. They're using the law as an instrument to make a political attack. So we have to make the political counterattack, and that's what this is about, and that's what you are about. So yes, we are winning. Yes, we will win. We've already won. Hands off Chairman Omali Yeshitela. Drop the charges on the UHURU 3. UHURU.
Let's give it up to Jesse Nevel. UHURU. I want to bring to the stage now my comrade from New York City, Sister Betty Davis. Betty Davis is the co-founder of the New Abolitionist Movement, and she's a longtime fighter for community control of education. She's the chair of the Education Working Group of the Black is Back Coalition. But beside all of that, this is my partner in crime. Speaking of committing crime, this is my partner here over the years. And let's give it up for Ralph Pointer, the spirit of Ralph Pointer, because they worked in partnership and we love our sister. Betty Davis from New York City.
All right, I need you to listen. When everybody stop eating, stop talking, I need you to listen. I want to tell you a story about youth. When I was 3 years old, my working class family had to leave me with a babysitter. And we lived in a tenement in Harlem. And my dad worked on the railroads. He was a member of the Pullman Porters Union. And he was an organizer. I didn't know that till he was gone. My mom was one of those that escaped from the South. And she was working in the factories that they finally got jobs for during World War II. And the babysitter lived in a tenement, and the landlord would come around for the rent. And every time the landlord came around, I was 3 years old, he used to pick me up. And something about it just felt funny, real funny. And so finally I said, my mother, I talked back to her, 3 years old. She said, come up, Betty, put your coat on. We gotta go to the babysitter. And I took my coat and I threw down that coat and I said, no. And I saw my dad come to the door. She said, sweetie, I'm late. I gotta get to work. Please put your coat on. And this time I picked up that coat and I threw it clear across the room. And my dad said, that's it. We gotta take turns. You're gonna have to give up the job in the factory and do some day work. And when I'm home, I'll take care of her, but she ain't going back there no more. I want you to understand who you are. You are abused just like I was. It's the goddamn government, all right? And we don't need the Russians to tell us it's a funny feeling. We don't need the Russians to say there's something wrong when there's so many homeless in the richest country in the world. We don't need the Russians to tell us how many babies died, okay, in the African community, all right? And we don't need the Russians to tell us how to think. I just hope I can pull up this damn phone, you people with your technology. And there's a quote from Marcus Garvey, and he says, emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. And so if you have ever heard Chairman Omali Yeshitela speak just once, you understand why Marcus Garvey was such a threat. Whenever I am with you people, I feel like you're like me. I can't help it. You do something to me, if all I can do is give you a dirty look, I do it. That's who you are. That's why you're here. You can't stand oppression. And you know a terrorist. You know a pervert. You know a molester when you see it. And when you say you don't like capitalism, it's because you don't like to curse. There's a lot of other things you'd like to say. So I'm not worried, because what they need when they say we are winning, every time you stand up to an abuser and put your coat down and say no, you are winning. You are insisting on your right to be human. You are insisting on your right not to be molested or abused. You are insisting on not to be dehumanized, for killing babies in Gaza, for starving babies in Yemen, for creating a world where the African people who are peasants have to say, I have the right to vote. And just in case these, I don't want to do it, Pam, I'm not going to say it. Just in case they think I have forgotten, I remember what Fannie Lou Hamer said when they accused her being a communist, was saying she had the right to vote after they beaten her half to death.
Facts.
She says, I don't need the communists to tell me who was beating me up in that cell.
Right.
And this is what I am proud to say to you. We have won because we insist on being human and fighting against the worst terrorism in the history of the world. Long live your UHURU! Long live the chairman! Fight back! We're not gonna come down!
UHURU! Wow. What an incredible presentation. I gotta say, I'm just so incredibly honored to be here. I'm so incredibly honored to have brought up all of these incredible revolutionary figures from the community, and I'm even more honored to bring up the chairman of the African People's Socialist Party. And I'm not just saying that, I'm not just being biased here, because he looks incredible, all right? Check out the guns, all right? And you know, because I think he's the same age, if not even older than Joe Biden. I like to joke and call him Joe Byron. I mean, this is the type of leadership. This is a gift. This is what Mama Africa has gifted us with to help lead us, to free her. So let's bring up our chairman.
Our chairman, go rise to your feet.
I gotta stand up.
Let's give a standing ovation to our chairman, the Honorable Omali Yeshitela. And the only thing I won't challenge him in is arm wrestling. I'm not going to do that.
First, I want to. What is the name? Could you come up quickly? Chanel, this up.
Yeah!
This is Anti-colonial Yeshitela. This is my wife. And I wanted to bring her forward, not just because she's my wife. She was in that house on July 29, 2022, when those military forces attacked us, and with apparent intent to kill. They were in front of my house with assault weapons that had mounted on them laser targeting devices. So when I came out of that house pre-dawn, as they commanded over loudspeakers, with grenades going on all around the neighborhood and in the back stairwell of my house, and when I came downstairs and ran into this military force there, with armored personnel vehicles parked in front of my house. And when Omali Yeshitela followed me out of the house, she was almost hit in the face with a drone that they sent right up into the house after they did that. And so she's been a soldier, but more than just somebody who happened to have been around when I came under attack. She is the architect of most of the Black Power blueprint, and I want to say the Black Power blueprint is a part. Comrades, sisters and brothers, it's been said before, but we are not guilty of the charges that have been made against us by the United States government. I did not get in this movement to keep me out of prison. I got in this movement because of the oppression of African people. That is what informed my consciousness. That is the beginning of my consciousness. And so we are engaged in this fight now in terms of this trial. And there is a pretense being made that this has to do with some violation of the law, when the very Constitution itself right now is at stake. The Constitution of the United States, the one that they said is supposed to be so valuable, the Bill of Rights that they said was supposed to be so valuable, the First Amendment that they said was supposed to be so valuable. This is what's under attack. In other words, they are in the process of attacking themselves and their own system when they do this thing that they do to us. And this is a part of a process of, I just want everybody to understand. You talk about colonialism and the colonial mode of production.
you must understand that even though they are trying us today, this is improvement. Because they used to not try us, they just find the nearest tree or the nearest place where they could burn us to death. I mean, that's the reality. Drag us behind vehicles and things like that. When the First Amendment was passed, when the Bill of Rights were passed in this country, when it was ratified by the Congress, it was 1791. Where were black people in this country in 1791? We were functioning as the horrendous colonial slaves, had no rights. There was no pretext of rights for black people in this country. We were openly raped and humiliated on a regular basis. This is the reality that we were confronted with. So the First Amendment, the Constitution, was not for us. Who was it for? It was for some folk who were running from feudalism, from monarchy in Europe. And because under monarchy, there was the divine right of kings. Nobody had rights that the kings and the church did not provide for them. And so to say that they were never going to live like that again, they created this Constitution, this Bill of Rights, but it was created for them. And it was created on the land of the indigenous people. It was created on the backs of African enslaved. They won the freedom to oppress. That's the colonial reality. They won the freedom to oppress. Who makes the law? If you have a system based on slavery, does the slave make the law? No. Who makes the law? If the system is based on colonialism, do the colonized make the law? It is the slave master and the colonizer who makes the law. And that law protects the interests all the time of that particular social system and the leaders and rulers of that social system. So that's what we've been dealing with for a long period of time. That's the thing that has informed us. I grew up as a child, and because I read early, I look at books, and all I can see, I'll be 83 next month. All I could see was when I looked at pictures of people who looked like me. I saw people ragged. I saw people living under horrendous oppression. I saw people having violence imposed on every aspect of their life, poverty imposed on every aspect of their life. And the explanation we were given for that, openly at that time, when compared to how white people were living, is that the difference was based on the fact that white people were more civilized than we. The difference was based on the fact that we had a situation where white people were thrifty and we just wasted our money. That's the line that you hear today even. That we just waste our money. Like we got all this money that we're wasting, etc., etc. This was the line. I had to understand this reality. That's the thing that pushed me into a movement. And I'm not even going to go into much of the childhood and the things that I experienced and saw others experience. I want to appreciate Efia Mangaza, SNCC. I want to appreciate SNCC. SNCC's been mentioned a few times, and I think people need to understand the significance of SNCC as a political slogan, Black Power. You heard something about the origin of the paper from the Atlantic Project that happened, the Atlanta Project, but SNCC pushed that forward. And when they moved from civil rights and raised the question of power, whatever in the consciousness of the people who were grappling with that, they had entered the struggle of anti-colonialism. Because the colonized have to have power. In order to have power, you got to fight the colonizer and overturn that relationship. One thing I've been doing for the last several years is pursuing what came out of SNCC, that understanding. That's what you see here. That's what you see, the work that we do. That's the connection with Africa that we have come from SNCC. And I just wanted to say that I think it's really important in terms of a historical moment and significance of that organization. Some people have heard of Stokely Carmichael and Kwame Ture and Willie Ricks and stuff like that. They were part of a movement, and everybody in that movement did not agree. It's not like everybody was united in that movement, like everybody in this movement, everybody in this meeting, everybody in this right here today do not agree. But that's all right. What we do agree on
is that there is an enemy out there, and that we can say that we are not the enemy, they are the enemy. We can say that. We can say that what they have attempted to impose on the people, and they've done it quite successfully for a long time, is the notion that there is no alternative. There is no alternative to Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. There's no alternative to them or Trump or anything like that. And we said that's a lie. And so what has to happen is that this movement that's come together, it's an anti-colonial movement, anti-colonial free speech movement, an anti-colonial human rights movement. And I'm saying this as somebody who's a communist. I'm, as Comrade Charles Barron knows, I'm a materialist. You understand? I'm a materialist. But saying I'm a materialist does not keep me from appreciation of what we've seen here today. Because African people came to Christianity for different reasons. African people came to Christianity because it was the religion of the oppressed. That's why there's go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell, O Pharaoh, let my people go. You weren't hearing that in the white church. You were hearing that in the church of the oppressed. And that's the thing that brought us to this relationship with these wonderful people who bring the culture, African culture. We've had to learn how to even sing songs and express our feelings in ways that's not necessarily obvious to the oppressor. When Harriet Tubman come in the middle of the night to get the people, what she say? Steal away, steal away. Africans understood exactly what that meant. It was time to bounce. You understand? And so people got together and did exactly that. So that's our relationship. That's a different Christianity than what Trump is talking about. That's a different Christianity than what Biden is talking about. That's a religion that's based in resistance. And that's the way we approach that question. But I want to say I'm a materialist. And I had to come to some understanding about this reality we're affected with. And early on, what was clear to me is that white people just kept on messing with us in horrendous, horrible ways that it was hard to imagine. People could not even get ready for it in a certain way in our community as much as it happened, because it was hard to imagine somebody doing this kind of stuff to other human beings. And so we couldn't get a grip on it easily. And so at one time in my own history, I appreciated the Nation of Islam. They said the white man is the devil. I wasn't religion, but that sounded all right to me, just given if there had to be a devil, if there was a devil somewhere, that must be the damn devil. You understand? But that wasn't satisfactory for me. Captain Sam, that's your daddy, right?
Yes, sir.
It sure is. Yeah, this sister's been around for a long time. Captain Sam, what's her daddy? A member of the Nation of Islam, been in this movement for years and years. But the fact is that we had to come to terms. Because even as we were saying the white man was the devil, then we had Duvalier in Haiti, who was killing black people, oppressing black people. And we had Mobutu in Congo, who worked with the CIA and overthrew and murdered Patrice Lumumba, cut him up in little pieces and put him in that. Yeah, we had all of those things too, so it's not enough. We had to come to a better understanding of what the hell was happening. So it came to us that we had to build a movement that recognized the depth of these contradictions. We had to get to the science of it. We were fighting all the time with white leftists who said that we didn't have the right to be able to struggle for national liberation, because somehow if we did that, we were dividing the imaginary international working class or something to that effect. So we got to find out what's happening. So they made me read Marx. They forced me to read Lenin. They forced me to look at Trotsky and all the others who represented what was characterized as scientific revolution. And it was helpful. I read Marx. And having read Marx, I came to damn different conclusions about so much using the science that Marx provided. Because Marx told us, he said, you have to have an understanding of how capitalism came into existence. He said in order for there to be capitalist production, there must be accumulation of capital. He said, but how do you get an accumulation of capital if there's no capitalist production?
He said the only way we can get out of this is to presuppose that there was an accumulation of capital that preceded the production, capitalist production. He said that accumulation of capital came about as a consequence of turning Africa into a warren for the commercial hunting of black skins. He said it came on tearing the indigenous people in this land into the mines, bringing up gold and silver and what have you for the Europeans. He said it had to do with the attack that was going on with what they call East India at the time, talking about the India in that particular area of South Asia. Hell, he just described a mode of production. That is a mode of production for the first time in history with the enslavement of African people, with the attack on Africa, the Portuguese. 600 years we've been fighting this struggle. 600 years ago, 1415, Portugal, a little tiny, nasty Portugal that's looking at an appendix on the bottom of Europe, struck out and then came to Africa, came to and began this whole process of capturing black people and taught what became to be known as Europe how to make a quick buck. And so you saw for the first time in history the development of a world economy. There was no world economy before then. The world economy was created through selling black people and settling in all these places around the world. If you look at what is called the Americas today, you're looking at as a consequence of the attack on Africa. That's what we are looking at. And so this is something that was real, but then understanding that the socialism that I want, the communism that I fight for, can only be acquired, and this is true of everybody, once you knock down this pedestal of colonialism upon which the whole social system rests. He said, this is Karl Marx, for people who really believe in the significance of the working class. He said that wage slavery, and that's a real interesting way to characterize it. People got a job. He said wage slavery in Europe required as a pedestal slavery pure and simple in the New World. So even you're talking about even the working class having its significance based on the enslavement and colonization of Africans and other people around the world. I just wanted to say those things. I want to say Africa must be free. And they don't have enough flashbang grenades or anything to keep that struggle from happening. We're going to work to be free. We're going to build a united movement, a united anti-imperialist movement, a united anti-colonial movement. There are people in this audience now, people who are with us who never would even be talking to each other if this was not happening. And we're talking to each other, and that's going to happen. We're going to recognize that we are the ones. We are the alternatives to the Democratic Party. We are the alternatives to the Republican Party. Collective, we are the collective alternative, even though we may have differences among ourselves, and nobody's going to say anything about that, because there are people out here now who we were told if you have something to do with those people, we're not going to have anything to do with you. So some of them actually left and disappeared, and we didn't miss them that much. But we collectively have to assume responsibility for being that alternative. And there's space here. There's space here for us to build a genuine anti-colonial opposition to this social system, to colonialism, etc. So I'm hoping that you will be here for the duration of that struggle. And I just want to say finally, I've said again that we're innocent of the charges that they've made against us. And I think it's interesting what they've charged us with. They said that the overt acts, I think that's what they call them, that supposedly constitute the crime, is that I went to Moscow in 2015 twice. I was invited to Moscow by an NGO, non-governmental organization. So that's a fact. But they would use facts to obscure the truth. I went to Moscow in 2015 at the invitation of non-governmental organization, like I went to Spain in 2017 at the invitation of a non-governmental organization. International meeting there, dealing with the question of what they call the contradiction between the Africa and the North. North, of course, being Europe and what have you. So factually, I went there. They said that we Russian agents are employed by the Russians because we came out in opposition to this war that's being made against Russia using Ukraine as the vehicle and the victims at the same time. So that makes us Russian agents. They say because the Russians have that position, and we have that position, therefore we must be servants of Russia. But the fact is, if they look at our history, it's clear to see that our position has been opposing any of these invasions, these attacks that the United States has been making historically. And 2 days before the incursion by Russia into Ukraine, I came out telling people that this was going to happen, that this is why it was going to happen. The Russians didn't tell us, we told them. Yes. We told them, say, look out, it's coming. You understand? They didn't tell us. And I'm being told that I wish they'd just say something, but they just stand up and hint very loudly. I want to say, comrades, that it's farce what they have said, and that we have to tell this story. And they would use this case to negate the ability of African people to make criticism about our conditions. They say the Russians hired us to sow dissension. The existence of the NAACP suggests some kind of dissension already here. You can't, you know, the fact is that, so that's what they said, that we were brought here to, we were hired by the Russians to sow dissension. We've been sowing dissension for 50, 60 years. You can go back to our documents, you see that we were condemning genocide. We were calling for reparations. We were opposed to the wars. We were and demanding the right to have relationships with Africans and people all around the world, going back more than 70 years. You go back, you will see that we have a tactics and strategy. I don't know if there's another one that has been developed for the Black Liberation Movement. And those tactics and strategies have informed our practice for the last, since at least 1979. So, you know, the fact is that it is ridiculous for them to make these charges, but they have to make these charges. Otherwise, they have to admit that they're attacking us for talking, for speech. And to admit they're attacking us for talk and speech is something that that undermines the whole system and the whole process. So they say, we're not attacking you because you're talking, we're attacking you because Russia told you to talk, which is a ridiculous kind of thing. So we're going to win this. We have winning, and we have won just by being here. They had hope. They attacked us, and it was 9 months after they attacked us that they finally indicted us. And they had hoped in that 9 month period without indictment that would either run, that we would come in on our bellies and take some kind of plea bargain that would have required us to commit perjury, to say that we did something in order to get a deal from them. But that's not going to happen. We are not going to sacrifice the political space that black people fought and died for in this country. We're taking that space, we're keeping that space. And I am not going to be some example for black people on his belly, crawling, kissing the ass of the ruling class in order to get some kind of deal from that stuff.
Move this forward. I want to say first that we have the motion for dismissal as well as the amicus brief from the National Lawyers Guild for $2 at that table in the back. And if you want to hear more, Chairman, I wish we had more time, come to the Sunday rallies, go to the table, buy those books, get the pamphlets, read more of what the chairman has to say. There's even a book of his speeches available. Really incredible. So next we're going to have John McCarthy come up. This is he's from the Center for Political Innovation in Chicago. So let's give a hand to John McCarthy. UHURU.
That's right, that's right. Caleb and I were supposed to share. Yeah. Okay, CPI is honored to be here because we understand how important this case is. What's at stake is not just a life sentence for Chairman Omali. What's at stake is a death sentence for humanity. Because imperialism has pushed us to the brink of a world-ending nuclear war between the United States and Russia. And what these demons are saying with this prosecution is that it's illegal to organize to try to stop that war, and it's illegal to even talk about it. And we got to talk about it. We got to organize against it because it's a threat to everybody. We're not here defending Chairman Omali. He's defending us, our children, everyone we've ever met, and anyone we ever will meet from a world-ending war, from imperialism, colonialism, and the final war that they're leading us to. So we have to do everything we can to help him win that fight. We got to do it like our life depends on it, because it does.
There's not really much that I can add, but I just want to turn around and say, look what Chairman Omali built. Look what Chairman Omali built. Look what Chairman Omali built. Chairman Omali is not a hashtag revolutionary. He's a cement and bricks revolutionary. He is a builder, and he constructs and he lifts people up. And we look on him with absolute admiration for what he has done and what he has accomplished and why they are targeting him. And I must say, if you look at what they're doing, this is a test case. They have already raided the home of Scott Ritter. They just recently targeted Danny Shaw, the journalist, at the airport when he was coming back to the United States. And they have gone as far as to prosecute Sue Mi Terry, the top Korea scholar, a longtime shill, just because South Korea won't go along with the provocations against North Korea that the United States is demanding. There is all kinds of abuse and efforts to impose and utilize the Foreign Agents Registration Act in the works. There have been calls to prosecute organizations that march for Palestine under the Foreign Agents Registration Act. And this is a test case. And that is why standing up and taking this to trial and saying that you will not surrender is so important. It's really important. And we should all look in absolute admiration to Chairman Omali, to the UHURU 3, and all that they are doing. And I must say that Chairman Omali is a builder. And that's why he has been targeted, is because he has built and he has constructed. And if you look at what their system is doing, monopolistic capitalism is in a wrecking, destructive period. But we are builders. We are people of the land. We are fighting back. We are resisting. We resist their global system based on fake wealth and usury and global domination of world markets. And we stand for building and construction and popular power. Thank you very much.
UHURU brothers and sisters, I want you to give Jane Buck, my leader on the stage here, a big hand clap for the MC work that she's done. I was just following her lead. So we thank you so much for that. And as we close out our hair, we want to end it with a tape that we got from Dr. Cornel West and his vice presidential candidate, Melina Abdullah. So we want to play that tape before we leave, and as we say, we have alternatives. Some have other ways they want to go. This is the way we're going. We're going to see to it that a candidate who supported 1,000% the 19-point program of the Black is Back Coalition was Dr. Cornel West. And his agenda, too, is 100% agreeing with the stuff that we agree with. Anti-imperialism, anti-capitalism. And as the chairman said, some people may have differences about things, but that's where I'm going. That's where some people are going. Some are going other way. But we're not going with no lesser of two evils. We're not going with either party. Both parties are supporting the assassination of black leaders. Both parties are denying free speech of our leaders. Both parties are concert in development of the genocide of Palestinian people. Both parties support the military bases, AFRICOM and Africa, so we have to support those groups who are not supporting them. So we're going to hear a tape from Dr. Cornel West.
Yes, and then afterwards we'll have Comrade Life Malcolm and Dr. Aisha Fields, who will be your host for the second part of the segment. Uhuru, everybody.
This is my message to my brothers and sisters struggling for the magnificent and marvelous UHURU 3, who loved us enough, who continue to serve and sacrifice for us, such that we shall forever be fortified in our struggle for freedom. And my dear brother Omali, it was a blessing to hear your voice. You know, as a Christian, I'm praying for you, but brother, as a love warrior and freedom fighter, we are in it together, even as you have been so much in the vanguard. So I stand with you, I fight with you, and stay strong. God bless you.
All right, y'all. I gotta go to my car and get my car. My phone is about to go dead. My phone is. Oh, but I want y'all to see this. The lawyer that beat Tommy Sotomayor. Real quick.
Uhuru! Uhuru! Hey, yo, put your hands. Hey, start clapping. If you ain't clapping, you hating. If you ain't clapping, you hating. And hating don't look good on you. I'm talking that little section right there. If you not clapping, you hating. And hating don't look good on you. Unless you hate colonialism. If you hate colonialism, say free the UHURU 3.
Free the UHURU 3.
If you hate capitalism, say free the UHURU 3.
Free the UHURU 3.
If you hate what they did in 2022 when they attacked our chairman in St. Louis and St. Petersburg, say free the UHURU 3.
Free the UHURU 3.
Right. Now that we have your attention, I'd like to say I'm so happy to be here with you, comrades. Where else would we rather be? I don't care how hot it is. It's gonna be hot all the time. We can't just do the revolution in December, right? Whenever this is freedom summer right now. We in the thick of it. So glad to be here with you. So glad to be here with my co-host, my co-MC, Dr. Aisha Fields. Y'all clap it up.
Listen, we're so excited to be able to MC the second half of the program. I want to give it up for Comrades Charles Barron and our beautiful sister Nevel for holding us down the first half. They did an incredible job. We're going to try to keep it moving, okay? So we're going to start this next program. I'm going to let Brother Life introduce our cultural performance.
Yo, I just had this opportunity to meet this incredible young brother. Looks like a dynamic man. Y'all get ready to show him the same love and energy he's gonna show y'all. Put y'all hands together right now. If you ain't clapping, you're hating. But you, hey, put your hands together for Isaiah the prophet.
Uhuru! Uhuru! My name is Isaiah the Prophet. I am from Safety Harbor, but I had the honor to come out here through DJ Eddie. Shout outs to him. Shout outs to the Black Power 96 FM. I'm so honored to be here today. Uhuru. This first song is called Diatribe. Define diatribe. Let's get it. Major world governments are performing dark magic on its citizens. You have to consider this spiritual warfare and not war against simple squabbling fascists and countries shaking hands, negotiating land according to plans. All we can dim each other to be damned. And magic is a manifestation of willpower. Why is yours law within? Happen now by programming of your conscious mind to resonate and to respond to certain stimuli. Is that why your food is genetically modified? Because DNA can't be optimized. Is that why water contains fluoride? They calcify the third eye, so we won't flourish. I'm malnourished because Goldilocks is poison my porch. Funny how the words lead me, bereave me. Scribing and describing a world that is just only to myself. So how can you define mine if you don't understand the man of the mind? My pistol was a magic wand. I grown, finding the esoterics embarrassed. Other rappers generic, mumbling, active, barbaric, hysteric with no merit. I'm the rarest. Rhymes that were gifted I cherish. Along with the wisdom I inherit, garish, erratic, careless. I hope you perish. You ain't no star, I'm bright as Polaris. I gave the light just to bring things to awareness. When it comes to art around me, you can say I'm overzealous, and I won't stop until I can make my idols jealous. Illiterate lyrics is underdeveloped. My words are embellished. Compared to the current edition of hip hop, I'm rebellious. I sprung up from the crevices.
I so hate to get up and leave from that performance, y'all, but my phone is about to go dead. It's literally on like 1%. So that's why I had to get up and leave. But y'all seen that man in blue? That was my lawyer that beat Tommy Sotomayor. That was Life Malcolm. He beat Tommy Sotomayor. That's the one. So shout out to the UHURU movement. Shout out to the chairman. I love the chairman, y'all. I gotta get off of here because my phone is about to go dead. Let me let you guys see across the street. That's the UHURU house. That's where all the festivities is going on at. I'm about to get out of here. Thank y'all for staying with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love y'all. World's first and only dark-skinned activist is exiting the building. Drop the charges. Drop the charges. That's it.